Hello guys, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about Git branching, the purpose of branches, merging back, and the infamous Git Flow Workflow. It's going to be a hell packed of a video, so sit tight and let's get started. Well, so why do you have so many branches? According to a good development lifecycle, it's always better to create feature branches. What do I mean by that? So let's say you're creating a page 1 and somebody else is creating page 2 of an application, right? So it's always suggested that for each of these pages, you create a different branch such that whenever your work is complete, you can kind of merge your work together onto a main or master branch. And here is where things get interesting. So let me quickly create a small project and show you this Git graph of exactly what I'm talking about. So for this demo, I've quickly gone ahead and created a blank React project. So this is the blank React project. We have source and all these things. We don't need to worry about that. But if we see the graph of this specific repository, we will find that we are on the main branch. So this symbol is in general called like Git symbol. And if I open a terminal and if I look into Git branch, we will find that we are on main, and it's since we are on this main, that's why there is this star symbol. And yeah, so the description says initialize project using create React app. That is because if we go ahead and look into the log, we will find that this is what create React app by default, creates this specific commit for us. But if we run this app, it shows this specific screen. And let's say we want to add in two things. We want to add in two more links over here. So there is learn React. We want to add link 1 and link 2. That's our emulation for page 1 and page 2. So for that, we should create feature branches. And by means of command line arguments, we can write git checkout -b. So -b is for branch, and checkout is like checking out to a different branch. So checking out to a different branch, and we are going to call it link 1, right? And now we are in this link 1, and as you can see, the Git graph now says link 1, and this is interesting. Now if I also do a git log, it's going to say this head, the commit that we are on, we are still on initialize project using create React app, and this head now points to link 1 as well as main. And so now you can think about all these branch names as just references to commits, right? And that is what they are. We are going to look into it, delve a little bit deeper into it, right? So now let's come to the app.js file and, create another link. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's call it link 1. And yeah, it works. We don't care about anything else, right? Just a simple change will do. And if we can do a git a -p goes through all the changes that we did like individually. So we can see that we have added in this section and we want to stage this. Yeah. And then we create a commit and, feed, since we're adding in a feature, so link 1, right? Added link 1. And yeah, that's our commit. And now if we see our Git graph, so now you can see that main, and from main we have link 1, right? And this is like a level deeper, right? If we also see the description of this commit, we will find that there is a parent, there is a single parent to this commit, and this parent is the 61bb thing, and this is the commit, right? So now we have kind of progressed in our Git graph, and we were on this link 1, right? So since now we have committed our changes, it doesn't matter. We can now go ahead and check out back, to main, and the main branch over here was signifying the main, like of the repository, right? So whenever we want to share our repository, we will share the main branch and not the feature branches, because the feature branches are still a work in progress. So now we have checked out to main, and it now shows that we are on main. All right. So now we can see that the app.js change that we did, it's no longer present. Neither is the link one, right? The work that we didn't get deleted. It is present, but it is present in this separate branch. So now let's go ahead and repeat this thing. Well, I was using G and GC. So I have all these things aliased. G is for Git and GC, is for Git commit. All right. So if I now go ahead and check out to a different branch, and let's now call this branch as link 2, right? So if we go into our graph again, we will find that link 2 and main are the same, right? But link 1 is now different since we added in that, right? Okay. So in this link 2, we are going to do a change, and the change is going to be the same, but this time we are going to add in a different link 2. Doesn't matter really. Okay. And we have added in this change, right? Link 2. So if we now go ahead and commit them, yes, I want to change, stage this change and added in the link to feature. So now if I open the Git graph, you see, you can find it clearly now that from main, we have link 2 right now. And from main, we also have link 1, but both of them are on diverged paths, right? They are not yet merged together, but they are on diverged paths. And this is where the concept of merging also comes in. So over here, we are having 2 branches, and the work done in both of these branches eventually needs to get added to main. So in typical projects, what happens is that we create these feature branches, and we add in one or more, in fact 4, 5, 6, 7 changes and these commits, and this merging actually happens on Git repositories, Git hosted repositories like GitHub, using something known as pull request, but that's a topic for a separate video. So right now we are going to merge this locally and see what happens. Something to note over here is that both the work that we did in both of the feature branches, we did change the exact same place, right? So there was this learn React, and we added in this A tag, the A tag with link 1 and link 2. And we added in both these changes in the exact same place. So what happens now? When we are going to merge them, something should happen, Why? Because feature 1 branch also added in at the same place. Feature 2 branch also added in at the same place. This will not happen always, but this will happen sometimes. So let's see what will happen, right? So if I go ahead and check out to main, again GCO is aliased to get checkout in my setup. So now we are on main, and main we can see the path has diverged. Now from main, let's think about something. So on main, we should first merge one feature, then another feature, right? So let's do that. So for merging, we are going to use Git Merge, and Git Merge, I have a auto suggestion thing present. That's why it's showing these things. Ignore the things in gray. Okay. So whenever you're going to do a Git Merge, you should think of it like you are standing on this one, branch, and you're going to merge a different branch. So right now we are standing on the main branch, and we are going to first merge the link 1 feature, and the link 1 feature is in the branch link 1. So we can just write git merge link 1, and yeah, it created a fast forward merge, and you can see that main and link 1 are in the same place. And the fast forward merge is the technique of merging. There are multiple techniques of Git merging. You're going to learn about it when we will delve deeper into Git. But right now, as you can see, the main tag just switched to this branch, right? Interesting. Okay, so let's see what happens if we merge link to branch from main itself, from standing on main, right? So we are going to do the same command, but this time we are going to write git merge link to, and it created a conflict. You know why this conflict happened? Because both the features changed in the exact same line. But Git is super smart. You can see that what Git says. Git says that Git did not complain on the A area. You know why? Because both the features added in the A tag area, this tag and the closing tag. Git complains about this change of naming. So the feature 1 named it link 1, the feature 2 named it link 2. And as sane human beings, we know that this is not right. It should be 2 links, right? One after the another. And Git is super smart to tell that, right? So firstly, I think we can. So these are things that, code editors help on. We can just, tell that accept this current change, and we can just duplicate it a second time. So now that we have fixed this issue, we can go ahead and fix this merge, right? So now we can, okay, so let us first see the status. So if I do a git status, it says that both modified source app.js, and it says you have unmerged paths, fix conflicts, and run git commit. So we are just going to write git commit, and it says error, committing is not possible because you have unmerged files. Do we still? Let's see. I don't think we have. I probably didn't save. Okay. Oh, we have to use git add. Interesting. So git add source app.js. Yep. And git commit. Amazing. So now we can commit. And as you can see, we have finally committed. If we now see the graph, yes, very interesting, right? Now main has switched to here, and link 1 and link 2 are still at here, but they are on diverged paths. So that's what we were saying. We are going to find this kind of pattern. And this kind of pattern was present in a lot of places in that Bitcoin code graph that we saw earlier. And this is what merging is all about, right? Well, so that was it about Git branches and Git merges. But the most important thing and the most important value add that you're going to find out in this video is about the Git Flow workflow. And it is super important that you understand what this workflow is. So if I go ahead and search for Git Flow workflow, you will find an amazing article about Git Flow workflow from atlassian.com. And you can go ahead and read this, but I think you should read this, because I also learned about it from this specific article. But I can give you a quick gist. So what Git Flow workflow is a technique which every developer should know about, in which you have 1, 2 at the most, I think, long running branches. So what are long running branches? So for example, in this project that we did, we had the main branch, and you can think about the main branch as the long running branch. Why? Because it's going to be the default branch in any project that you have. It was previously called master, and now it has switched to main. But all the release that you're going to do should be on main. And it's important that main and all these long running feature branches. So you can not just have main, you can also have like dev, you can have staging, you can have production, you can have multiple of these long running branches. And the main workflow that Git Flow suggests is that you create branches for every stuff. You create branches for adding in features, you create branches for adding in hot fixes, and for fixes, for releasing. Everything that you do should be on a branch, and then it should, whenever the work is complete, it should be merged onto one of these long running branches. And eventually you should have a single long running branch, which is the main or the master branch. And so you can have like like let's say a planned release, probably you're doing a 0.1 release, and you're creating a release 0.1 branch, and all the features that you planned it should be on this release branch, and once it's done, it should go into the main branch. And that's Git Flow Workflow in a very short summary. I highly recommend that you understand and go through this workflow, and you can find out. So for example, over here, there's a main branch and there's a develop branch. The main branch is like this, and it has all the releases, and in the develop branch, the development is happening, and I'm pretty sure there is going to be a link on these things. Yeah, you can see that there is the develop branch, main branch doing all the release, and for the features, we did exactly this thing, right? We did a like a loop out into a feature and merged it back like this. We did a loop out, right? And you're going to learn so much about Git. So that's it about today. Hope you liked it, guys. If you liked it and you learned at least something, you should go ahead and like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment, and yeah, subscribe if you liked. Bye.